Mrs. Thornton, I was wondering, would you be able to look at a poem that I wrote?
The children have been learning about poetry, and it seems they have been learning how to write poems and how to write a good poem and what to expect in writing a poem on how to write it. And Allie came up with a poem, and she asked her teacher if she could take a look at it. Allie, she is a smart lady, and Elizabeth, being as a published author and a natural writer herself, of course, she will say yes to Allie.
Of course.
It's my first one. Well, first good one. But I was wondering if you could tell me how to make it better. You being a writer and all.
Elizabeth, she's a power woman. She's a teacher, does a lot of work. She is a mom. She is soon to be a wife to Lucas, and she's a writer. And at the same time, in the long run, it pays off. Not only she makes extra money, but she being a great role model for these children, that you can do anything that you put your mind to, and especially as a female figure to Allie. Allie looks up to her so much, and she's like, if Elizabeth can write really good stories and poems or whatnot, Allie can do the same thing. And Allie is being very vulnerable to Elizabeth. This is something sacred that she had been keeping to herself, and now she finally had the confidence to share it with Elizabeth. And she was very honored. She's like, this is like my first good one. That she had been writing a lot, and I think her inspiration to write, one of them is from Elizabeth being a writer herself.
I would love to. Thank you.
Elizabeth, she's honest. She's gonna say as it is.
Allie, I love this.
Really?
Yes, really. I wouldn't change a word. And I think you should share this.
You can feel the emotion she is feeling as she's reading Allie's poem, and she loves it. And I'm pretty sure that's something that Allie didn't expect to hear from her teacher, being this is the first time she shares a poem with someone else. But at the same time, Allie trusts Elizabeth. She confides in her, and she opens up and tells her about the poem. You can see the little hesitation when Allie gave the paper to Elizabeth. It's like getting out of her comfort zone, and Elizabeth said thank you, because she knows that it takes a lot of courage for Allie to share this with her.
Oh, I don't know. I don't think I'm ready for that yet.
Well, how would you feel about me sharing it? Wouldn't have to say your name.
Elizabeth, as a writer, she went through all those emotions, especially when she first started writing and sharing it to other people and to the public as a published author. She's not the only one, Allie, the way that she doesn't want to share with other people. Like, Elizabeth went through that, and she understood. Elizabeth understands Allie in this writing aspect. So that's why Elizabeth was soft on her and encouraging her at the same time, and not blaming her for not being able to have the confidence to share it with other people of a poem.
If you think it's good enough.
I do. I really do. And I hope that someday you feel confident enough to share it yourself.
Instead of pressuring her, like, you can do it, you can, like, tell to the class. She didn't put any pressure on Allie. She just like, okay, like, this is her first time sharing a poem with someone else, and she picked me as the teacher to read it. Elizabeth found an alternative. Instead of Allie saying it, Elizabeth gonna read it out loud, and without letting other people know that it's actually written by Allie. And that gives like a half full up confidence to Allie. Like, okay, like we can feel it out, like, you know, taste it. Elizabeth gonna read it, but not me. But at the same time, I can, you know, see what other people think without them knowing that Allie wrote it. That is a great teacher, encouraging, not punishing, not mocking. She's cheering Allie on, like, hey, I'm gonna help you. But someday, like, you're gonna be on your own, and that's reality, and you will eventually have to read it out loud. It's your work, it's your writing. Like, you deserve to let other people know that you write awesome poems.
Perhaps you could do me a favor.
Sure.
Explain all the wet hair.
Cooper found a swimming hole where there didn't used to be one up at Fawn's Creek.
And then Elizabeth changed the topic, a little bit less pressure, a little bit less intense. Like, hey, like, let's talk about the wet outfit.
Fawn's Creek.
Oh,
We've been going there before school and after school, and even once during recess.
well, thank you for clearing that up for me.
Good for Allie for telling the truth to Elizabeth. Some kids, like, they wouldn't be, like, 100% honest, but Allie was thinking, like, yeah, like, I'm hot on the hot seat. My teacher is asking me on the spot. Might as well, you know, tell her what's going on. But Elizabeth looked a little bit surprised and concerned at the same time. I think it's something that she might, you know, check it out herself. I mean, you know, water and stuff. Like, my first thought, if I was her as a teacher, like, okay, how deep is it? You know, is it safe for children? Is it safe for people walking by?
So it's true? You got a dog? Oh.
So dogs, like cute dog, like in this case, like Scout can help Nathan, you know, attract some attention from the ladies, you know. Maybe Scout will help Nathan get attention from Faith. Maybe Faith will see the cute dog and pat him, and Nathan watches her, and then they talk. I don't know, just a random guess. This is why I don't read spoilers. I like to be surprised. I don't know, maybe Scout will do some grand thing for Nathan, and that will make Nathan like him. We'll see.
Did you have to throw him in jail?
I didn't. It was his idea. And yet he's not my dog.
The last Mountie dog that took up residence here was equally as stubborn.
Nathan, he is a handsome man, and he is still single. But it's really nice, though, that him and Elizabeth are on this solid friendship, despite the past and the romantic spider webs that kind of like got them tangled together. Like, is it not? And the fact that she picked Lucas instead of Nathan, they moved on, right? And they are on the better terms, and they are good friends.
What do you have there?
Nothing. Fine. It's,
Wow.
Forgive me if I don't have the greatest memory, but is it the first time we see Nathan's talent in art? Like, he can draw, like, decent enough? It just reminds me of Jack, because remember when didn't Jack, like, drew Elizabeth, and he gave her, like, that drawing of hers at the end of season 1, was it?
Nathan, that's really nice. May I see the rest? Adopt me?
what?
Nathan.
Of course, Elizabeth gonna find out the whole picture of what Nathan drew of the dog. Elizabeth Like, this is funny. Their friendship is funny. The way that Elizabeth, like, adopt me. Like, what in the world you doing? You can feel the brother-sister vibes in this scene, especially with everything that they went through. They are definitely on a good page with one another. Also, I noticed the picture on Nathan's desk of him and Allie. I'm gonna make a quick snapshot right now. It's pretty cool. The little details, you know, sometimes when we watch it, we don't really catch it. Everything that is in the scene, the little items, the props in the scene, I thought they were pretty cool. A nice picture of Nathan and Allie together.
You'll excuse me, I have to get this to Ned to mimeograph it, along with the wanted posters.
The dog doesn't approve. I think he started barking. He's like, no, like, don't take me away from here.
What does Allie think?
She'll get over it. Like she does all her crushes.
I wonder if Allie told Elizabeth after school about the dog. So probably that's why Elizabeth ran over to the prison, the jail, to find out if it's true. And also maybe there's a rumor going around too, a true rumor going around that Nathan, the Mountie, now has a dog. But of course Elizabeth worries about Allie because it's a lovable dog. Almost every kid would love to have a dog, right? So she would think about Allie. And when Nathan said though, she gets over all her crushes, and she was shaking her head, and that made me think of Robert. I don't know, maybe Allie will find a new crush, or maybe something gonna happen between her and Robert. I don't know, something gonna happen.
And you think I need to go up there for safety reasons?
Mm-hmm. The water could be dangerous. And since you're the mayor...
Acting mayor. And whose safety are we talking about here?
The children's, of course. And yours. And mine.
Bill is the acting mayor. We still haven't got a new mayor yet. That would be a great storyline this season, and they definitely need a new mayor, like ASAP. Like, hello, like, it's a country without a president. Like, they need a mayor.
I see. So you think that I should take a good long hike up to a creek and check it out? Have you been talking to Faith?
No. A hike could do anyone good. I'd like to get a little exercise myself.
But Elizabeth is voicing her concern. I hear her. Like, she's not trying to, like, get into Bill's nerve or anything. She's just letting him know what's going on around town for the safety of the town.
So how about the two of us then? I'll meet you in an hour. It's a date.
She hurried off without saying anything, without letting him say no to her. She's like, okay, bye, that's a date. Yes, we're gonna meet in an hour. And Bill didn't have time to respond to her, so he cannot say no. And that's, you know, a full circle moment. Faith earlier told Bill, recommended him to take a walk, fresh air, exercise, and now he is going to do a little hiking with Elizabeth to that creek.
Hey, sweetheart.
Hello.
So, guess who Lucas just asked to be his best man?
Rosemary didn't sound too excited. She is excited for her husband to be the best man of Lucas, but something is bothering her. And also, a little detail, it looks like she is fixing Elizabeth's maternity clothes.
Well, that's wonderful, Lee.
Yeah, thank you.
But
But what?
well, what? Elizabeth hasn't asked me to be her matron of honor.
Oh.
I am her best friend, or at least I thought I was.
Okay, can someone remind me who Elizabeth made of honor? Oh, Abigail, was it, in her first wedding? Oh my god, I miss Abigail. Yeah, see, it's just so many things to remember. And Elizabeth had 2 sisters and many possible women in Hope Valley that could be her maid of honor. But Rosemary is Elizabeth's best friend and is the closest female friend person in her life that Elizabeth sees every single day. So of course, like, Rosemary, you know, would be the one. I mean, she would like to assume, but Elizabeth hasn't properly asked her to be her maid of honor. So Rosemary is concerned about that.
Oh, she does have 2 sisters.
Oh, well, there you go, sisters.
Well, they're not so close.
No, practically estranged.
Lee, don't be ridiculous. She loves them. She just loves me more.
The only way to find out is if Rosemary asks Elizabeth herself, but at the same time, she doesn't want to overstep. Like, the bride should ask the question, not the other way around.
Which is why this is so vexing. Ugh. Why wouldn't she ask me? Why?
Lee doesn't want to get involved in the drama. He's like, I'm out of here. But I think we all know Rosemary is the one.
Thank you for coming.
Who's the stick for?
Oh, I just figured we could get some use out of it. It's a long hike out there.
Well, I'm not an invalid. One of us better keep up the pace.
Lead the way.
Bill is finally following the doctor order to get some fresh air and exercise. It's nice Elizabeth is there for him. He doesn't have to do it alone. He has a friend to go with. It will benefit his health.
Come on, Richard. Are you sure you won't reconsider? It's like Joseph always says. We rise together and we fall together.
You're a good man, Lee. I appreciate the offer.
Lee honored Elizabeth's request, so he tried again with Richard in this scene.
Richard.
But I know you're stretched thin. I can't do that to you.
I know.
We'll find our way.
And unfortunately, it's still a no.
He didn't bite.
Nope. No, he did not.
Lucas and Lee sitting next to each other. It's really interesting though. Lucas came over and I was thinking like these 2 men like did a lot for Hope Valley and they tried to employ a lot of people that they could. It's tough. It sucks that the oil company is no longer in operation. Like, it could have been a safe and successful business, but that didn't happen, and there was no new business coming around the corner. I'm wondering if there will be like a new business this season, you know? I was thinking about the train, the railroad. Like, it should be a train coming to Hope Valley that will attract some tourists, some new people. There must be something, you know, on the horizon for Hope Valley and the future economy for the town.
Bill. It's beautiful.
It does look beautiful. It does look like something that is not normal to have in Hope Valley. It's a hidden gem, and his found it first, and now the adults, Elizabeth and Bill, are finding out right now.
Well, it's gotta be glacial water. You're right. I have to declare this off limits.
Hey, Mrs. Thornton. Hi, Coach Avery.
Oh, Cooper, Toby.
Hey, boys, don't go in there.
Talking about discipline, a teacher way and a judge way, right? It's so funny they're trying to tell the kids to stay out of the water. Kids don't listen. They're like, we out of school, like we can do whatever we want to do. Like, this water is like so fun. It seems safe so far.
Maybe.
That's ice-capped water. It's not safe.
Feels more like bath water to me.
Oh, don't be ridiculous.
He's right, Judge. Try it.
Well,
Bill trying out the temperature of the water. Also, I was thinking the adults, they must have been thinking like, okay, is it deep? Like, safety concern. The temperature is great, but how deep is it? Is it safe for the public to use, to step inside and swim?
It's body temperature, even warmer.
but how is that possible?
I think this means we may have a hot spring.
So maybe this will attract some people, some tourists maybe, especially those that are skipping through the town for a night or two or a vacation. This is a really cool discovery and something unique.
Where did this come from?
Well, when groundwater gets heated by the Earth's core, it
Bill,
causes...
I know how hot springs are formed. I've just never seen one in Hope Valley.
All I know is that I don't like it. And I'm gonna paint a no swimming sign and bring it up here tomorrow.
No, you can't. Wait, why?
Bill put the stick aside before he touched the water, and Elizabeth was behind him, making sure that he doesn't fall in. And now he got up, and Elizabeth watching him okay, he's not gonna stumble, right? But Bill, he's it's a big no, and he's what? They never encounter any harm whenever they visit this creek. Elizabeth teacher brain came into play. She's I know how this happened, but how and why this happened in Hope Valley, out of all places.
Well, for one thing, you could drown.
Bill, I think you're gonna be all right. But anyone who wants to come up here again, you need to talk to your parents and get their permission first, all right?
That was very, very funny. The boy just stood up. It's not deep, very shallow. So, safety, not a big issue. I think it's just how many people are gonna know about this place, right? Is it gonna become a tourist attraction? But Bill, he's a judge, he's the acting mayor. Of course, safety is his number one concern about this new discovery of a beautiful hidden gem.
All right, Mrs. Thornton, we will.
This just feels like a lot more work than it's worth. It's better to just shut it down.
People pay a lot of money to take the waters at hot springs.
As a teacher, she knows her history, she knows her geography, talking about many places of hot springs and what it can bring to the town where the spring is located in. So this creek, this could be a tourist trap. This can attract people to visit Hope Valley. Maybe that would be a storyline this season.
There's Colorado Springs, Saratoga Springs.
Health nuts, you mean?
May I ask you what is going on? Did something happen with the doctors in Union City?
But Bill, he took it the wrong way. He thought that Elizabeth was trying to get into his hand and try to force him to admit what happened in Union City with the doctors.
Do you always meddle so much? All the doctors can agree on is that they don't know anything. There's something wrong with my lungs.
Elizabeth, she can push a little bit until she get what she wants to hear. But she meant well. She's very concerned for Bill. Bill doesn't want to talk about it because it feels like if you say it out loud, it feels like reality. It feels true. He doesn't want to face the reality that, he might die sooner than he expects or something gonna happen to him in a bad way very soon. He doesn't want to face death. There are so many questions, so many unknowns. It's scary, and he just wants to keep it to himself instead of allowing his emotion to show to others and He doesn't want to show his emotional side, and Elizabeth just trying to be there for him and to know what's going on, so she knows, so she can prepare, she can expect, like if anything happens, like Elizabeth knows what's happening and what to do or whatnot, and also to look after him. He doesn't have like immediate family. Hope Valley is his family, so in a way Elizabeth had to to know at least something about his health condition.
After all those investigations in the mines didn't help much.
Faith would never betray your confidence, but I understand she made some suggestions.
Suggestions, experimental treatments, wild ideas that sound like a bunch of hooey and a lot of effort.
When he mentioned that there's something wrong with his lungs, that look on her face, she faced the reality, like he said it, you know. She didn't know much, and now she knows that it's about his lungs, so she knows, but at the same time, you know, it can add to the concern that she already have for him. But at the same time, for me personally, if someone is battling a sickness or need prayer, you know, and they tell you what they going through, you can pray for them too as well. Random, I know. I was just thinking of that just now. But at least he opened up a little bit. He doesn't want to try the medical treatment that the doctors advise him to try, and I just hope that he doesn't give up. It's really sad when, you know, someone get a diagnosis and they don't want to fight, you know, fight for their life, fight to continue to live a long life, like don't give up easily. Hopefully he doesn't have that mindset. Hopefully he tries it. Hopefully he give it a shot and to fight for his life, because there are people in his life that want him to stay around longer.
Bill, we don't know what's to come. But there is one thing you can do, and that is be open to new experiences. Live life in the moment. Carpe diem.
She's right. We don't know what is going to happen in the next minute, tomorrow, a year from now. The future is full of unknowns. And like I said earlier, the episode title is Carpe Diem, and everyone is taking that phrase, that those two words, in their own unique way throughout the episode. Now we get to hear Elizabeth say it to Bill, and now we'll see if Bill will take that advice and seize the day. So everyone is seizing the day in their own way. Allie and Elizabeth saying it as a teacher to her children, and now we'll see if Bill will take Elizabeth's advice and seize the day, live in the moment. In a way, like, don't worry too much. Take every moment that you have, and be grateful, and to take it in, because you don't know what tomorrow holds, right?
Carpe what?
Seize the day.
Also, it's very interesting how Elizabeth say seize the day, like live in the moment, instead of like pressuring him to take the treatment, or say like you're gonna die quickly if you don't try the treatment. Instead of saying those things, she encouraged him in another way, like, okay, you're having a health issue, like change your perspective, like change your mindset, like, you know, instead of like, you know, you don't know, or you don't know what to do, you don't want to do anything, you don't want to face the consequence. Elizabeth encouraged him to live in the moment and to not worry and to not get stressed, and that he will eventually figure it out. At the same time, she's trying to tell him, like, don't let this health issue determine how you want to live your life. Like, don't take your happiness, your joy to live life away from you. Just live as normal as possible. And then when the right diagnosis comes, then hopefully Bill will know what to do, and hopefully he would try a treatment. I don't want him to give up, you know. Elizabeth needs him, everyone in Hope Valley needs him, and they love him so much. We will end it here for part 3 review of episode 1 of season 10 of When Calls the Heart. There is one more part after this video for the remaining 11 minutes of the episode, and then we move on to episode 2. As usual, comment down below if anything you want to talk about within the scene that we touch in this video. Give a like, subscribe if you haven't. It's never too late. See you around. Bye.